Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Angie. Today we're going to be unstuffing our cash envelopes so that we can pay off our credit cards. Most of the time in the space, a lot of people don't use credit cards when they do cash stuffing because they're trying to get rid of debt, but I don't have much outstanding debt on my credit cards and I prefer to use them and train myself kind of like in financial literacy to make sure that I am confident in my spending abilities and budgeting abilities. Plus, I like to use the perks of travel miles and all the discounts that I get along with that. So I have a few cards that we're going to be unstuffing from today. And if you are interested in learning more about credit cards and using them in your cash stuffing system, I have a ton of videos on here, and I'm also going to be coming out with new videos about what I do with my credit card setup and how I kind of like stay on track, stay on budget, and don't overspend. So I have these cards right over here. This is my spending tracker that I sell in my shop. So you could put down what card you're tracking your purchases from. And yeah, it's pretty customizable. It comes in a nice little sheet. So I'm going to put this sheet to the side. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start off probably with one of these smaller cards here first before I move on to my sapphire. All right, so I like to separate my sheets into the different credit cards so that I know how much money is going to each card with the lump sum of cash that I'm gonna have right here. So I think first what I wanna do is start with my Wyndham card. So this is my business card. All right, so I'm gonna move this actually over here. And then I also have a pen ready so that I can mark off what I unstuff. So in Wyndham, it looks like I only had $30 written down for gas, but I'm pretty sure I did just recently get gas. It might be on a different card. All right, so we're just gonna keep it as 30 for now. So 2030. But I know I just spent $25 on gas, so that might be coming later. If not, I'll just do it off camera. No big deal. So $30, that's what we unstuffed. All right. I'm actually going to move this calculator over. Don't need it right now, but I do get gas on my business card because there's a special multiplier on that specific card. But actually with this payment, I'll be completely paying off that card down to zero. Sometimes with business cards, you might have like an outstanding balance. That's like if you make, just basic investment in your business, you might not get that repayment as soon as you would like to get it. So be prepared. If you do have a business card, you might be paying interest just because it might take some time for those payments to come back to you and for that profit to come back. And sometimes you might make an investment and it'll come as a loss. So I'll go over a lot of specifics with that in my future upcoming videos about credit cards. So be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram so you can stay notified. So printer ink, we spent $104. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100. And I only have 3. So what I think I'll do for now is I'll just take out 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100. And then I believe what I can do is I might have just like a rogue dollar in here, or I have a few. Let's take one out of there and then we'll just move over 4 ones so it still comes out to 104. And what did I even take that out of? Packing supplies? Yeah, it's fine. So 104. And then I have a $22 remaining balance, and then I have $19 plus $17 in my materials. So let's grab our calculator. 19 plus 17 equals 36. 20, 30, 40. Oh, this is actually perfect. The change for that would be $4, so we actually have that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to mark off 17 and 19. And then, yeah, I had a $22 remaining balance. I'm not sure exactly what that was from, but I'm probably going to pull that out of miscellaneous because that's what miscellaneous is for. So $22. All right, so that wraps it up for the business binder for now. So we were able to successfully unstuff everything from here. Let's go ahead and add up the total. So $192 is going to go to my Wyndham Business Earner card. So we're done with her. We are probably going to move on next to, not my Venture, I think I want to do my Amex next. A lot of this comes from Joe's personal spending, and it's usually nice and simple. He has his own credit cards, and I decided to start doing that like off camera just because sometimes it gets a little confusing. But there are a few categories that I do stuff for him that I feel like are fine for unstuffing in these types of videos. So for his personal spending, he has 26, 18, 10. So that is $54 in his personal spending we're taking out. So 20, 40. Let's do this. Let's take a 20 and substitute 2 10s. We're going to do 20, 40, 50, 55. And I feel like I don't really need to give $1 back. I'm just going to over unstuff this, I guess. So 40, 50, 55. Just like that. And then I'll just add an extra $1 to one of these values to show that I did, in fact, unstuff an extra $1. Okay, I didn't have to write all that. I just zoned out. So there we go. I'm just going to write this down now to make it all cohesive. So $55 unstuffed from there. Gas, we have $35. So 20, 30, 35. And his car is very good on gas. He has a hybrid Honda CR-V 2025. Very good. And then in groceries, he spent $145. So I can do $150 and then I'll take back a 5. So $150. Take this 5 back. And then I did also write down that there was a $70 interest charge. So like I said, some of your credit cards, if you have an outstanding balance, you're gonna have interest. So this card we used to use kind of like an investment card. I'm thinking of pulling $70 out of the grocery budget. I don't know if I want to do that. Actually, yeah, I'll just do it. So I'll do $70 that is going toward interest. I am doing kind of like an extra payment on that card though, so I don't unstuff interest all the time. I'm doing it this time because I'm really trying to pay that card down to 0. So when I do my budgeting, I usually like to throw a little extra of my cash to like a balance, if I have a balance on any card. So I don't have much balance on my cards. Most of them are at 0. There's maybe 2 that have a few hundred on there. So I am throwing extra money from my Save and Play unstuffing to my Amex, plus the $70 interest that was charged. So it's just like an extra $70 I'm throwing at it. So can't really complain about that. So I'm gonna mark that down as if I did it. My only worry is that I'll need to pull more from groceries later on, which I know I will, but I believe I'll have it. So hopefully I didn't mess this all up. Okay, so including that $70, it's $305 we're going to put toward our Amex. Okay, so now we can go toward our Ventures. So I do see a groceries here. I'm just going to pull it out here. So I'm going to split this 100 into 2 50s. And I'm going to do $55 instead of $54. That was from today. I bought the ingredients to make a homemade pumpkin creamer because not only is it kind of, better for you to see what ingredients are going in your creamer, it's less expensive and sometimes it tastes even better. So that's it for this binder for my Venture card. Okay, so I explained this in my cash stuffing video. So my mom, I pay her $80 a month for my phone bill, but she was going to give me $80 anyway to get groceries. So she told me to keep the cash and then just use it for this like specific grocery run. So I got a few groceries and I also got my, what do you call it? I got like an allergy medicine. So $64, so 20, 40, 60. I'm going to take this 10 and replace it with 2 5s. That is 3 5s. So I'm going to take out 65 and I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm not going to give myself $1 back or anything like that. Okay, so I'll just add an extra $1 to this purchase to make that $65 coming out of bills. And then I do have an annual fee. So this is technically not an annual fee, but I finally got dental insurance. So I'm going to redo some of my envelopes in the front to make the bills a bit more specific, but I will be saving up each month for an individual dental plan because the one that is under my health insurance doesn't cover the dentist I've come to know and love. And I do actually, huge update, I'm probably gonna have to get my wisdom teeth taken out. So yeah, I kind of want to be somewhere I trust for that, like something like that. So that's why I got myself a dental plan. So I'm going to take out $50 out of here. And then in the future, I'll be making a dental envelope. All right, and then the rest of these purchases are my low priority. Here's my low priority binder. We are going to start off in our spending envelope, and I have much more spending to unstuff, but just for this card in particular, we have 14 and 4. Really, that's it. Okay, 18. Oh, I technically have it. Okay. I might be super specific with these purchases because on my Sapphire card, which I'm doing next, I have more spending purchases. So 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, and it feels weird knowing that that was all I had to unstuff, but I know I have more coming. So that is the 14 and the 4. And then we have $15 in our cash fund. I picked up some more things from Be the Happy Turtle. She is so awesome and she makes such amazing stuff. So $15. So I definitely have more to unstuff from there as well, but that's on my Sapphire. Okay, so let's add up how much we unstuffed. All right, so that is $203 going toward my Venture card. And then last, we have Big Mama over here, my Sapphire card. So a lot of this is in my low priority, so I'm just gonna start here. I know I have to unstuff spending, so let's go ahead and count up how much we need to unstuff in our spending. All right, so $139. Actually, I think I missed one, so I believe that's plus 5. Is $144. 51. I could do 51, 20, 30. All right, so it looks like I'm gonna have to do 150 and then give myself back $6. I'm gonna take this 5 instead. 5 and 6. All right, so that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Leftover in spending, I have 20, 30, 35, 6, 7, and 8. So $38. I won't be afraid to reallocate this or even use this to cover any like extra charges, but for now, we'll keep that in there. And then I do just want to write down 32 plus 16 is $48. So $48 is going to go to my Venture card, which I believe I already paid off with my checking account, so I'll probably just deposit that in there. I wrote that down on the side over here. So next, do we have anything in clothing? No. Nespresso, yes. So 35, so 10, or 20, 30, 35. All right, I see miscellaneous, and I see we have cash stuffing fund, which I know is going to be a lot. So we have 40 and 53. Okay, so that's 93. So 50, 70, 90. Oh, I actually have it. Do 1, 2, and 3. 50, 70, 90, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I was saying this in my cash stuffing video, like I am not at all upset about, you know, supporting my friends and supporting, you know, small business owners. Like, this money that was spent, I'm totally not sorry about. I got beautiful items. I was able to support small business owners that I love and know. And the only thing is, I just spent a little over than what I was kind of hoping to. And you know what? That's okay. But still, I'm gonna try to keep more of an eye on it for next month. So I want to say, let me mark these off first. So I see a lot of miscellaneous and annual fees. So I think we're done in my low priority. We're going to move to my high priority binder. All right. So let's do annual fees first. It's right here. So we need to take out 77. So 50, 70, and 80. That's my garage, if you can hear that. And I'm just going to keep that as 80, so I'm going to kind of like overstuff that. This is one other card that I have like a outstanding balance on, so sometimes overstuffing my expenses makes it like, kind of helps me pay that balance a bit. It's not by a lot, but at least it's by something. And then the rest is all miscellaneous, so let's see what we got going on over here. Okay, $97, so 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 6, 7, and 8. So this is what I was talking about. I'm probably going to pull from my personal spending to help cover this a little bit. So let's do 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, and then I'll just add this extra dollar to my spending. Actually, I'm going to take probably this 10 and put it into miscellaneous, because I know that this upcoming month I'm not going to be doing as much personal spending. So miscellaneous. And then let's just make sure we have that correct amount. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 96, and 97. All right, so we made it another month with actually unstuffing all of our expenses that we had. So I am doing this a bit early in the month. That's because my credit score kind of goes up for review. I believe on like the 28th, sometimes the 27th or the 29th, like somewhere around there. So that's why I want to deposit this money and pay off my cards ASAP so that I can bring down my credit spending ratio and hopefully get my credit score bumped up a few points. So if I have any other purchases this month, which I'm going to try really hard not to, or at least, you know, keep it at a minimum, I'm just going to unstuff the next month. Like, I won't be too upset and call it like a rollover purchase or anything like that, or rollover debt, because I am unstuffing a bit early. So let's count up how much we unstuffed from our Sapphire. So this should be 414, and then plus the 48. Actually, no, I believe I counted that 48. So it should just be 414. So in total, actually, let me keep this over here. We have 414 plus 192 plus 203 plus 305. So we should have $1,114 sitting in this cash tray. So I'm going to give this a quick count to make sure that we have that. I'm going to use my fingertip moistener so that I make sure I can count my money nice and smoothly. This is from my bestie Budget with Maddie. She sells this in her shop. And I love the bedazzled top. That's so unique and beautiful. Okay, so I believe this is just 200 up here. 51, 52, 53, 50. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 80. That's 480. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 91, 10, 20. It's 120. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So plus 9 equals, ooh, okay, so we are over by, I think, like, how much is that? I believe I had, okay, so we're over by $70. Oh, okay. I think that is my interest charge. I don't know if I counted that. Okay, so apparently I counted that interest charge. So I have an extra $70. Who knows where it came from? I feel like every time I've done unstuffings, I've had just like a little more than normal. But you know what? I'd rather have a little more than a little less. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video and unstuffing. I'm so excited to pay off those cards, and hopefully I'll get my credit score bumped up a little bit. So if you liked what you saw today and want to stay tuned for future videos, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!